Have you ever noticed how it gets a little harder to get out of a chair? Or how your balance just isn't what it used to be? Here's something most people don't realize. Your legs begin to weaken long before you actually feel it. And by the time you do notice, that weakness could be setting the stage for something far more serious, a fall. Now, this isn't just a minor inconvenience. For older adults, falls are the #1 cause of traumatic death. That's right, more than car accidents, more than heart attacks. And here's the part that really hits home. If a senior breaks their hip in a fall, up to 50% will die within a year. And for those who survive, around 60% will never regain full independence. Many will need long-term care. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be this way. Every week, I come across YouTube videos promising the top food for strong legs or the secret nutrient for aging muscles. I'll be honest, most of them frustrate me. Not because they're entirely wrong, but because they're wildly oversimplified. For example, someone might say, eat sweet potatoes, they're high in potassium, and potassium is good for muscles. Okay, yes, sweet potatoes do contain potassium, and potassium is involved in muscle function. But is that all it takes to rebuild aging legs? A sweet potato a day? Of course not. Then they throw around terms like sarcopenia, as if it's a cause. Oh, you're losing muscle because you have sarcopenia. But sarcopenia is just a label. It's like saying, you have a headache because you have a headache. It doesn't explain why the muscle is breaking down or what to do about it. And foods like oats or sweet potatoes, again, they're not the enemy. But presenting them as some magic fix just because they contain one helpful nutrient is misleading. It's like saying a house can be built with just bricks, when you also need mortar, a blueprint, tools, and someone who knows how to use them. So in this video, we're going to take a different approach, a deeper, more accurate, more empowering look at how to truly strengthen your legs and protect yourself from life-altering falls. Not with hype, not with gimmicks, but with the kind of information that actually helps. Because you deserve more than feel-good fluff. You deserve truth. Let's get into it. Let's take a step back and really look at the bigger picture. Weak legs don't just mean you're getting slower or you need to hold the railing when you climb stairs. It's far more serious than that. When your legs weaken, you start to lose balance. You see, movement isn't just good for your muscles, it's essential for your brain. Every time you walk, bend, or lift something, you're sending signals to your brain, keeping it sharp, active, and resilient. But when you stop moving, those signals slow down. The brain doesn't get the input it needs, and just like a muscle that hasn't been used, it begins to. This lack of movement creates a dangerous cycle. Weak legs mean less activity. Less activity means weaker brain signals. Weaker brain function means poorer balance, and the cycle keeps spinning. Eventually, it can lead to a full breakdown in vitality, both physically and mentally. But here's the good news. You can absolutely break this cycle. It comes down to 2 key lifestyle changes, and you don't need a fancy gym or expensive supplements to get started. The first one is exercise. When you move your body, especially through strength training or resistance exercises, you create tiny micro tears in your muscle fibers. That might sound bad, but it's actually great because those little tears signal your body to repair and rebuild the muscle stronger than before. Without that challenge, the body has no reason to rebuild. But the second part is where most people fall short. Nutrition. This is what today's video is really all about. Because movement provides the signal, but nutrition provides the materials your body needs to actually do the repair. So what exactly does that mean? It means your food must provide the fuel, the building blocks, and the catalysts for repair. Fuel comes mainly from healthy fats, and if your body tolerates them, whole food carbohydrates, but in moderation. Building blocks are your high-quality proteins and essential fatty acids, the raw materials your muscles need to grow and repair. And catalysts? Those are your vitamins and minerals, the little sparks that help every process in your body work efficiently. But even that's not enough, unless your food also supports your overall metabolic health. That means keeping your blood sugar in check. It means avoiding foods that spike inflammation, especially neuroinflammation, which can damage the brain and the nervous system, weakening the very signals your muscles depend on to function properly. Because here's the truth: a strong muscle is useless without a strong signal. You can eat all the protein in the world, but if the nerves can't fire at the right time, you'll still feel weak, unsteady, and tired. So in the next part of this video, we're going to get specific. We'll talk about the top 10 foods that don't just feed your body, but support your brain, reduce inflammation, and build real, lasting strength from the inside out. Let's dive in. Now that we've laid the groundwork, you understand why leg strength matters and how exercise and proper nutrition work together. It's time to get practical. Let's talk food, but not just any food. I'm talking about the kinds of foods that give your body the right signals, the raw materials, and the micronutrients to rebuild, recharge, and protect both your muscles and your nervous system. And no, this isn't another video where I tell you to eat a banana because it has potassium. These are whole, nutrient-rich, time-tested foods that support muscle strength, balance, brain health, and mobility, especially as we age. Let's start with one that's simple, affordable, and incredibly powerful: eggs. Eggs are hands down one of the best muscle-building foods you can eat, especially when you eat the whole egg, not just the whites. They're packed with leucine, an amino acid that flips on your body's muscle-building switch, what's called the mTOR pathway. You don't need to remember the name, but think of it as your muscle's green light to grow and repair. Egg yolks are also rich in choline, which your body uses to produce acetylcholine, a chemical messenger that helps your brain speak to your muscles. Without enough of it, your muscles may not fire properly, which can lead to weakness or poor coordination. And that's not all. Eggs are also high in vitamin B12, which keeps your nerve cells healthy and helps maintain the myelin sheath, the protective covering that surrounds your nerves. B12 deficiencies can cause serious nerve problems, especially as we age. What's more, eggs contain healthy fats like EPA and DHA, which help build strong cell membranes in both muscle and brain tissue. These fats play a crucial role in inflammation control and signal transmission throughout the body. If possible, go for pasture-raised eggs. Compared to conventional eggs, they can have up to 2 to 7 times more of these important nutrients. When chickens roam freely, eat bugs, and get sunlight, the quality of their eggs improves dramatically. Next up, let's go from the chicken coop to the sea. Wild-caught salmon, along with other cold water fish like sardines and mackerel, are absolute powerhouses for muscle and brain health. These fish are loaded with EPA and DHA, the same omega-3 fats found in eggs, but in even greater concentrations. These fats help calm inflammation, not just in your joints, but also in your muscles and brain. Chronic inflammation is a silent saboteur. It breaks down tissue, slows recovery, and impairs nerve function. Omega-3s help restore balance, making your body better equipped to repair and rebuild. Salmon is also rich in selenium and astaxanthin, both powerful antioxidants that protect your body at the cellular level. They help reduce oxidative stress, which is especially important for older adults whose natural defenses may be lower. Another bonus? These fish support vitamin D levels, which helps muscles make energy, reduces inflammation, and improves nerve communication, key to balance and coordination. If you have the option, choose wild-caught over farmed. Wild salmon has a superior omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, often around 1:4, while farmed varieties may be closer to 1:1. That said, even farmed salmon is a far better option than processed meats or fast food. So don't let perfection stop you from making better choices. Let's move on to something heartier: beef. But not just any beef, grass-fed beef. When it comes to rebuilding muscle, few foods can compete with grass-fed beef. First, it's rich in creatine, a natural compound that helps muscles produce quick bursts of energy by improving how your body recycles ATP, your cellular fuel. Beef is also loaded with iron, which carries oxygen to your muscles, and vitamin B12, which helps your nerves send clear, fast signals. Together, these nutrients make sure your muscles not only move, but move with power and precision. Add in a healthy dose of zinc, and you've got everything your body needs for recovery and tissue repair. Now, why choose grass-fed? Compared to grain-fed beef, grass-fed has up to 5 times more omega-3 fats, 2 to 3 times more conjugated linoleic acid, or CLA, which helps reduce inflammation, and significantly more vitamin E, another antioxidant your body needs to stay strong and resilient. If you're on a budget, look for grass-fed ground beef. It's often much more affordable and still packed with the benefits we've just discussed. Let's take a turn towards something a little gentler, but just as important: yogurt. But not the sugary, fat-free, artificially flavored stuff lining grocery store shelves. I'm talking about real, full-fat, plain yogurt. Why full-fat? Because fat is not the enemy. In fact, healthy fats help support hormone balance, energy levels, and brain health. Yogurt also contains probiotics, beneficial bacteria that support your gut health, which is directly tied to your immune system, inflammation levels, and even your mood and memory. Good gut health means better nutrient absorption. That means the vitamins and minerals you eat actually get where they need to go. Yogurt is also high in calcium, which is essential for proper muscle contraction and nerve signaling. Greek yogurt is popular because it's high in protein, but often it's sold fat-free, which can diminish some of its benefits. If you can find a tart, full-fat yogurt, especially one with live active cultures, you're giving your body a triple win: protein, probiotics, and healthy fat. Now let's talk about an old-school classic that's making a serious comeback: bone broth. Bone broth is more than just a warm, soothing drink. It's loaded with collagen, the most abundant protein in the body. Collagen supports your joints, ligaments, tendons, and even your gut lining. And if your joints hurt, your muscles won't work properly. Pain causes muscles to shut down in self-protection. Bone broth also contains glycine, which calms the nervous system and reduces chronic inflammation, and glutamine, which helps heal a leaky gut and reduce neuroinflammation, the kind that affects brain function, coordination, and balance. You may have heard of the gut-brain axis. It's real. When your gut is inflamed, harmful compounds can leak into your bloodstream and travel to your brain, triggering inflammation there too. That's why bone broth, which heals and seals the gut, is such a powerful food, not just for digestion, but for strength and coordination. And don't worry, you don't have to spend hours boiling bones. Many stores now sell high-quality, ready-to-serve bone broth. Just make sure it's free from additives and ideally made from organic, pasture-raised sources. To recap so far, we've covered 5 deeply nourishing, highly functional foods. Eggs, for their perfect balance of protein, fats, and brain-boosting nutrients. Cold water fish like salmon, for their anti-inflammatory omega-3s and muscle-repairing benefits. Grass-fed beef, with its creatine, iron, and nerve-supporting B12. Full-fat yogurt, which fuels your gut and strengthens muscle-nervous system coordination. And bone broth, the ultimate healing drink for joints, brain, and gut. These 5 alone can make a massive difference in how you feel, how you move, and how confident you are in your body again. And we're only halfway through. In the next part, we'll explore 5 more food zones you might already have in your kitchen that can help you regain strength, protect your nervous system, and improve your balance in ways you might never have imagined. Let's keep going. We've already covered 5 incredibly powerful foods to help you build and maintain leg strength as you age. Now let's explore 5 more that are just as essential, not only for your muscles, but also for your balance, coordination, and brain health. Let's start with one of the most underrated categories in the entire grocery store: non-starchy vegetables and leafy greens. You've heard it before, eat your greens. But most people don't realize just how impactful they are, especially when it comes to leg strength and full-body vitality. Non-starchy vegetables like spinach, kale, arugula, broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts are packed with key nutrients: magnesium, potassium, folate, and vitamins K1 and K2. These vitamins aren't just good for your bones, they also support proper blood clotting, nerve function, and muscle recovery. One of the most remarkable things these veggies provide is natural nitrates. When you eat them, your body turns those nitrates into nitric oxide compound that helps your blood vessels relax and open up. This process, called vasodilation, improves blood flow to your muscles, heart, and brain. And here's the kicker: they're full of polyphenols compounds that might sound fancy, but they're basically food for your gut bacteria. A healthy microbiome, in turn, reduces inflammation and improves your body's ability to absorb nutrients and generate energy. Speaking of energy, your body's power plants, the mitochondria, rely on many of the micronutrients found in vegetables to function properly. Without them, you can feel sluggish, tired, or foggy even if you're eating enough calories. These veggies don't just fill your plate, they fuel your life. Now, if you're looking for a nutrient-dense snack or a small addition to meals that packs a punch, nuts and seeds are next. Nuts like almonds, walnuts, and Brazil nuts, and seeds like flax, chia, and pumpkin are rich in magnesium, zinc, and vitamin E. They also contain ALA, or alpha-linolenic acid, which is a plant-based omega-3 fat. Your body doesn't convert ALA into EPA or DHA very efficiently, but it still plays an important role in keeping your omega-3 to omega-6 ratio in balance, something that's essential for controlling inflammation. And here's something people often forget: magnesium, calcium, potassium, and sodium must all be in the right balance for your muscles to contract and relax smoothly. If any of those are off, you're more likely to suffer from cramps, weakness, or even poor balance. Nuts and seeds also provide precursors for neurotransmitters, the chemicals your brain uses to send signals to your muscles. In other words, they help with the wiring, not just the power. Just remember, a little goes a long way. Nuts and seeds are calorie-dense, so enjoy them in moderation, maybe a small handful a day. Let's move on to a food group that's gotten a bad reputation in some low-carb circles: legumes. Now, if you're diabetic or strictly following a ketogenic diet, you may need to limit these. But for many people, especially those with a moderate carb tolerance, legumes like lentils, black beans, and chickpeas are a fantastic addition to the diet. Why? Because they offer a rare combination of plant-based protein, iron, potassium, fiber, B vitamins, and polyphenols. That's a lot of nutrition in a small package. The type of fiber found in legumes helps feed your gut bacteria, improving your microbiome diversity and reducing gut-related inflammation. A healthier gut means a healthier brain, and that matters for coordination, mood, and overall vitality. Legumes also contain arginine, an amino acid that helps boost nitric oxide production, just like the nitrates in leafy greens. This supports blood flow and oxygen delivery to your muscles, which is key for endurance, recovery, and injury prevention. So if you can tolerate them, legumes are an excellent way to support both strength and metabolic health. Now let's talk about something sweet, but not in the way most sweets are. I'm talking about berries. Whether it's raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, or blackberries, these fruits are low in sugar but high in fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants, especially anthocyanins, the compounds that give them their deep colors. Anthocyanins are powerful. They help reduce neuroinflammation, which is inflammation in the brain and nervous system. And that's not just a fancy word, it's a real issue that can disrupt nerve signaling, slow reaction time, and affect balance and coordination. Berries also help boost a compound in the brain called BDNF, or brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of BDNF as your brain's natural fertilizer. It helps you grow new nerve connections, strengthen existing ones, and even improve motor coordination, of which become increasingly important as we age. Berries also support blood flow to the brain and muscles, and they help preserve fast-twitch muscle fibers, the ones responsible for balance and quick reactions. So if you're trying to stay sharp, steady, and strong, berries are a simple, delicious, and low-risk food to include in your routine. Add them to your yogurt, toss them into a salad, or enjoy them as a snack. Last but not least, let's talk about the humble avocado. Avocados are often called a perfect food from the plant world, and for good reason. They're rich in monounsaturated fats, the same heart-healthy fats found in olive oil. These fats help reduce systemic inflammation and support healthy nerve function. Avocados also contain vitamin B6, which is essential for the production of neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. Without enough B6, your brain simply can't communicate effectively with your muscles. They also provide vitamin E, a fat-soluble antioxidant that protects nerve cells from damage, and soluble fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar, feed good gut bacteria, and improve digestion. What makes avocados special is how they work across multiple systems at once. They improve your metabolic health, reduce inflammation, support brain function, and provide clean, sustained energy without spiking blood sugar. And they're incredibly versatile. You can add them to smoothies, use them as a spread, top off a salad, or eat them straight with a sprinkle of salt and pepper. So let's recap. We've now covered 10 incredibly powerful foods that support your legs, your nervous system, and your longevity. We started with eggs, salmon and fatty fish, grass-fed beef, full-fat yogurt, bone broth. And today, we added leafy greens and non-starchy vegetables, nuts and seeds, legumes, berries, avocados. Notice something? None of these are trendy powders or expensive supplements. They're real foods, most of which you can find at your local grocery store. And more importantly, they work together. No single food will fix everything. But when you build your meals around this foundation, you're giving your body what it needs to repair, regenerate, and stay strong for the long haul. Because remember, strong legs aren't just about looking fit. They're your independence, your confidence, and your connection to life. Coming up, we'll talk about how to put these foods together in a daily routine and how to pair them with movement to unlock the full benefit. Make sure you stay tuned, and if this video is helping you rethink how you care for your body, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone you care about. You're not just aging, you're evolving. Let's keep moving forward, stronger, smarter, and steadier together. By now, I hope one thing is crystal clear. You don't need a miracle food to stay strong as you age. You need something far more powerful and far more realistic. You need a foundation of whole, nutrient-dense, real foods that work together to support not just your muscles, but your entire system, your nerves, your brain, your gut, your joints, and your energy levels. Muscle strength doesn't happen in isolation. It depends on the quality of your signal show your brain talks to your body. It depends on your fuel, what you're feeding your cells every single day. And it depends on your recovery and repair systems, which are built from the vitamins, minerals, fats, and proteins you eat. Balance, coordination, reaction time. These are not things that vanish overnight. They erode slowly, silently, until one day, something as simple as stepping off a curb becomes dangerous. But the good news is, you can reverse this process. You can rebuild strength, restore confidence, and take back control of your body. But it doesn't come from one single food. It comes from understanding the whole system and feeding it wisely. So the next time you hear someone say, "Just eat sweet potatoes and your legs will get stronger," remember, there's more to the story. And if you'd like me to create a follow-up video diving into the best exercises to pair with these foods to build leg strength, improve balance, and reduce your risk of fall, let me know in the comments below. In the meantime, if this video helped you or someone you love, consider subscribing. I'll be sharing more content like this to help you take charge of your health, one step and one strong leg at a time. Because growing older doesn't mean growing weaker. It means getting wiser and making better choices that keep you moving forward. Let's keep going together.